The Duffer Brothers just said this about episode 7, and it's no coincidence that it's called The Bridge. Let me explain, because this pretty much confirms the devastating time travel theory and what Vecna is planning to do with these 12 kids. So time has been mentioned a lot in Stranger Things, from Max going back in time, November 6th, Vecna's clock, to the Wrinkle in Time and Back to the Future references as well. And we know that the wall on the upside down is actually a circle that represents a clock, and this is why Vecna needs 12 kids. This is where you have to look up the Broadway play The First Shadow if you haven't already, but what we find out from that is that the kids at Hawkins' lab got their powers from a blood transfusion from Henry that got his powers from the Mind Flayer in Dimension X. And the blood transfusion gives you weaker powers than getting it straight from the source. That's why Elle had to learn how to use her powers, but Will had Vecna's powers right away. So the 12 kids that Vecna takes are going to be just as powerful as Will, and he's going to use them to create a Tesseract. A Tesseract is a method of traveling through space and time by using the 5th dimension to create a wrinkle in time that shortens the distance between 2 points. It's a wormhole, like the wormhole that Mr. Clark is teaching about in his class, the Einstein-Rosen bridge. That also happens to look very similar to the drawing that Will makes in the barn where the kids are being incubated. So we now know that the kids are going to have Vecna's powers, and he needs 12 of them because there's 12 positions on the clock, and 12 positions will activate the Tesseract, the wormhole, the bridge. And the bridge is how the Mind Flayer will travel from Dimension X to the Upside Down and then easily into the real world. Thus the title of episode 7, and Vecna saying that it's over and that they already lost. The Mind Flayer is coming at the end of volume 2. It's going to be devastating, some end of the world shit, and it's going to leave them with no other option but to travel back in time to reverse it. But what that also means is that if they go far back enough to where Henry never goes into that cave, that could mean that Hawkins is never created, Elle never gets her powers or even exists, and some of the main characters never meet each other, but some of them would come back. So the question is, would you rather have a tragic ending or one that basically resets the entire universe that's been created?